Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Olga, and I will be hosting this webinar today for you. This is our webinar for beginners, which is called Kanbanchi for Maximum Team Performance. So this webinar is for those who want to collaborate as a team and who want to learn more about Kanbanchi. This webinar will be recorded, and you will be able to watch it later in replay and share this link with your colleagues and friends. So we also have the live chat, so you may ask questions, and in the end of this session, I will answer your questions. So I hope that everything is okay, and if there are any problems with the sound or video, please let me know in the chat. But I hope that everything is okay. And let's get started. I'm switching to show my browser, and this is where we are going to start. Probably some of you have already installed Kanbanchi from Google Workspace Marketplace. And you have the same thing here, which says uninstall because it's already installed. And if not, you may do this. When you install Kanbanchi, you will see it in the list of your Google Apps here in multi-dots. Just scroll down to Kanbanchi and you will be able to access the app from here. The alternative way will be to go to app.kanbanchi.com. So this is how you may access the app, and also please bookmark this link so that you may access Kanbanchi fast. Okay, let me switch to the demo board instead. So here is the demo board with a lot of lists and a lot of cards. So you may see all the properties and all the features that we have here. Available to you. Let me switch to the first board that you might probably have already seen because you've started with that. This is the board for the beginners, and I'm sure you've already seen that. This board has 3 lists: to do, doing, and done, which is the basic Kanban board and the basic process of getting things done. So you start here with your tasks that you need to do. So this task, imagine this is my task, and then I'm doing this task. So I'm simply dragging it to the next column. And when I'm done, I'm dragging it to another column. Really simple, really visual, really intuitive. But when we are speaking about teamwork and we are speaking about more complex projects, probably your board will look like this. Lots of tasks, lots of people. Let's start with the understanding how Kanbanchi is integrated with your Google Drive, because this is the major point. Kanbanchi lives inside your Google Drive, and you share Kanbanchi as you share files inside your Google Drive. Let's switch to the Google Drive and look. Here is my drive. You can see Kanbanchi folder. You have the same Kanbanchi folder inside your drive because you've signed up and you logged in with your Google account. You granted access to your Google Drive so that Kanbanchi can create this folder. Inside this folder, you may see folders for boards. So here is the folder for a demo board that we are watching. Let's look inside. Inside this folder, you will find the board itself with the purple Kanbanchi icon. You will find folders for assets, which are all files that you attach to your Kanbanchi board from your computer. You may see the folder for backups. If you create backups, you will see them here. And also you can see those spreadsheets. Those are exports that you create inside Kanbanchi. Okay, so now you understand that Kanbanchi board is a file inside your Google Drive. And so you may share it from inside your Google Drive. Here, click share, and you will see the same sharing settings from Google Drive that are really familiar to all of you. You may see all those people who have access to this board. just remember that. Let's switch to the board itself. Here is the share button. It works the same as the share button inside your Google Drive. You will see the same sharing center, the same people who have access to the board, and the same permissions as for the files inside your Google Drive. So everything is inherited from your Google Drive settings. If we are speaking about collaboration, first of all, you need to share your board with your team members because that's how they get access to the board and they are able to access all those tasks. Okay, now you know that, and let's switch to the cards or tasks. Cards typically represent tasks, so we are calling them cards according to Kanban methodology, but just keep in mind that they are tasks that you need to do. Let me explain this demo board. The demo board is devoted to the process of creating articles for our blog in Kanbanchi. This is simple and can be understood by pretty much everyone. Doesn't matter what's your industry, you may understand that. The first list is the list for ideas. So the article starts with the idea. Then we perform the research, then we write the article, and then we either put it on hold due to some reason, or it's ready to go, and then we publish the article. Let's look at the first card in the first list. This is the series of articles that we planned, and we are working on it. This is the idea. Let's open this card. You may see that this card has assignees, and I can assign more people to this card. Here is the list of all those people who have access to the board. You remember I've previously shown you how to share your board. So now when you share your board, you can assign tasks to the people. Let's assign this task to Jason, for example. So currently, 3 of us are assigned, me, Jason, and Linda. Also, you may see those colorful labels. They are called color tags, and they are here to help you categorize your tasks. They may represent departments. They may represent areas of business. In our case, they represent our blog sections. Let me show you that you may add up to 5 color tags, and also you can edit them. You can rename them. You can decide which colors you will use on your boards, and so on. Here we have the priority from low to critical. You may set priority or leave them empty if you don't use them. Let's scroll down. Tags. They are similar to color tags. They serve the categorizing process as well, but you may come up with your own tags, and you may have as many tags as you need. Start and due dates for your tasks. Well, just set the start date and estimate in the next section how much time this task will take from you and set the due date. Here you may see that the estimate is 11 hours and this actual spend time is 6 hours. This is how we compare. I will explain how you may track time later. Checklists. If you need to split your task into several subtasks or steps that you need to perform to complete this task, you may use checklists. Alternatively, you may use subcards. They are a little bit down here. The difference is that checklists only exist on the card, so they are not separate cards. But subcards are separate cards on your board. For example, this one, the last one, text series. This is the subcard of this card. But if we look a little bit left, we will see this blue card, this text series card, is a separate card on your Kanbanchi board. So this is the main difference between the checklist and subcards. So if you need to probably make separate notes, attach separate files, it's better to use subcards. But if you just need to have steps and you need to assign to different people, you see I can assign checklists items to different people, then you may just use checklists. You may have as many checklists on your card as you need. Attachments. You may attach files from your computer, from your Google Drive. Let me show you. Here is how you upload files from your computer. And you remember that whenever you upload files from your computer, they go to your Google Drive in this folder. Let me quickly switch back. Here is the demo board assets inside your Google Drive. This is where all files go when you upload them to your computer. You may attach files from your Google Drive, and Kanbanchi is really tightly integrated with Google Drive, because here you may see the same structure that you have inside your Google Drive, and you may search for different files and attach them to your cards. The same thing works with shared drives. So here you may see that you may attach different types of files, like documents, slides, spreadsheets, pictures, and so on. You may pin attachments, and you will see them on the bottom of the card, like here on this green card. You may see the pinned picture here. And on this yellow card, you may see pinned spreadsheet, document, and slides. Let's go further. Comments. Here is where all communications about tasks happen. So you may add comments to your colleagues about this task, explaining how to do this, or share your thoughts and so on. You may mention your colleagues in comments. For example, let me mention Linda and I don't know, Kat, and she will mistake. So she will receive this notification, and she will know that she needs to look at this task. Okay. On the right panel, you will see all the properties that cards have, and plus the button with the custom properties. You may have custom properties in the form of text, number, or date. Also here on the right panel, you will see actions that you can perform with your task, like moving cards to another list or even to another board, copy, archiving, templating, making recurring tasks, and showing on the Gantt chart, and so on. So I will explain this later. On top, you will see the tabs. For example, the Activity tab will show you all actions performed on this card and who performed this action. You may see that I've assigned one user and my colleague edited start date. Timing section. This is where you will see how much time has been spent on this task and who has spent this time. So here you may see that Amanda spent 3 hours and 30 minutes, and Jason spent 2 hours. And the estimate is 11 hours. So here is where you compare the estimate to the actual time spent. Okay, this was the basic functionality of Kanbanchi, which is the online Kanban board that you may use for tracking your tasks, your personal tasks, or your team tasks. You may set up your Kanban board and work with your team members, just moving the cards along the stages and so on. This will be the basic level of usage of the app. If you want to go deeper and use more advanced functionality, you would be interested in using the Gantt chart. The Gantt chart will show you all the same cards that you've seen on Kanban boards, but in a chronological order. So you may see the timeline and the tasks in a form of bars that are placed in a chronological order here, so that you may see the overview of your project, like which task starts first and which tasks go after. And also you may see dependencies between cards. Those black arrows, as you can see, they are dependencies. Let's open this card, for example, and scroll down to the dependency. Here is the dependency section, and you may see that this task has one predecessor and one successor. And also you will see the type of the dependency. Here we have finished the start type of dependency, and also you may change it. Okay, so what it gives us is when we are planning our project, we can see how tasks relate in time and how they are dependent on one another. For example, I'm planning to start this task a little bit earlier. What I'm doing is just dragging the bar, and you can see how start date and due date is changing. This is really quick and easy. So let me shift it here, and I'm clicking no because I want to move only one task. So you see that the arrow is red now, which means that the dependency is violated, and this is the indicator for me that something is wrong. So my planning is wrong, and I need to start this task a little bit later. Okay, now this is correct. And if I have some shifts in the start dates or deadlines, dependency may help me as well. Let me show you, for example, this chain of 3 tasks that are dependent. And this one starts in July. And for example, something caused the delay, and I need to start this task a little bit later. Let me quickly drag it and start it in the beginning of August. And here is where I choose yes, because I want to move the whole chain. So you can see how the whole chain moved with the same timeline and with the same dependencies set. So Gantt chart allows you to plan quickly and reschedule quickly, and it supports agile methodology. So whenever you have something changed in your plans, you may easily visualize it on the Gantt chart. What else we have here? You may set manual sorting if you want to see some tasks first and just drag them manually, or choose chronological order. Also on the left panel, you may display different properties of the cards here. You may easily scroll left or right. You may zoom in and zoom out for a better view, and always go to the present date here. You may print out your Gantt chart to show to your managers, for example, or just for yourself. Okay, those are 2 synchronized views on Kanbanchi. And there is another one. We have the list view, which may be called the good old to-do list, but it's even more. It's the table where you can sort your cards. So here is the list of all your cards, the same cards that we've seen on the Kanban board and on the Gantt chart, but in the form of the table. This is where you can sort them. You may sort by priority, by progress, by list, well, pretty much by any property that your card have. And you may choose what properties you want to see. Here I have all of them displayed, but for example, I don't want to see checklists. Maybe I don't use them. Maybe I don't want to use lists, and so on. So here is where you customize your table, what you will be looking at, and what you don't need. You may also group subcards with epic cards. And here is the main card, the epic card. According to Kanban methodology, we call the card that has subcards the epic card. And it's marked with the crown sign. So here are the subcards, and here is the main card, the epic card. And this is how you may collapse subcards just to see the big picture, or expand subcards to see the details. Okay, you may also print the list view. Let me explain another useful view, which is called the team workload. And if we are speaking about team performance, and we all want our team to perform better, to show their maximum, we need to monitor how our team is going. So the team workload view will help you to understand who is idle, who is overloaded, and how your tasks are distributed among team members. See how lists are devoted to our team members. Here is all Amanda's tasks. You may see that she has 11 tasks assigned to you. She has 11 cards. Let me open this table. You may see how many cards she has in progress, how many cards are done, and we see that she has one overdue. And as I've said, she has 11 cards assigned to you. Comparing to Jason, he has 3 cards assigned to him. This is where you may know that probably Amanda is overloaded and probably you need to reassign some cards from her to Jason or maybe to Luba because she has 1 card. So this is the view that will show you in details who is working on what and what's the status of the card. In progress, upcoming, ready to go, done, overdue, and doesn't have any dates. Also, you will see unassigned cards in the first list. We don't have such cards here on this board. That's why you don't see them. Okay, let's switch to the reports. And we also have the team performance chart, which is more detailed view of your team and how the team is going. And also we have some basic reports here, like cumulative flow diagram, burn up and burn down chart, and user productivity chart. Those reports are pretty basic, and this is made deliberately because all the workflows are unique, and you will have your boards in your unique way. You will have your custom tags and color tags. Let's switch to Kanban view probably. Color tags. You will have your own tags. You will have your own start and due dates. You will have your own checklists. You will have your own, because every workflow is unique. And this is where we come to the integration with Google Workspace. Inside Google Workspace, you have the tool called Google Data Studio. Google Data Studio allows you to create custom reports based on the CSV files and Google spreadsheets. And let me show what you can do. You can go to Board Settings and find the Export tab here. You may export your data in a form of Google spreadsheet. Again, let's go back to the very beginning. In your Google Drive, you will see your Google spreadsheets. Those are exports that you do in Kanbanchi. So here, you export your data in the form of Google spreadsheet. Then you go to Google Data Studio and set up your custom reports. That will be much better than any report, any basic report that we can provide. And you will get your visual charts, understanding everything that you have inside Kanbanchi. Okay, there is another thing that I didn't mention, and that's the archive. The archive is the place where you can place the cards that you no longer want to see on the active board, for example, published articles. So I just archive it, and it's placed to the archive. Let me switch to the archive and see this card here, published, this one. So it's here. You may always go to the archive and find this card to understand what's been done on this card and when it's been done and so on, and any details that you want to know. So this is how you don't lose the information, but you don't get distracted by lots of information here on the active board. Okay. Well, let me show you the list of all your boards that you will have. You may have as many boards as you need. You are not limited in that. You may have boards inside your drive. Here you will see shared with you boards that are not inside your Google Drive, but are shared with you, and boards inside your shared drive. Again, this is how the structure of Google Drive works. This the same thing. You have files inside your Google Drive, inside shared drives, and files shared with you. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Kanbanchi is really visual and intuitive, and it's easy to start working with Kanbanchi, and which is really important. Here you have this question mark where you can reach out to support team and book a call with us, and we will help you set up your boards. You may read our FAQ, you may watch our video tutorials, and understand how to work with Kanbanchi. Those are step-by-step guidance, and they cover all the features that we have. Yeah, and currently you may ask questions in the live chat. I will check them and answer them. I don't see any questions at the moment, so while you're thinking what you want to ask, and we have 5 more minutes during this session, I'm going to explain you the quick filters on the top. Probably you've noticed them. This one will show you all done cards, and this one will show you all overdue cards, and the next one will show you all cards assigned to you here. Also, if you have many boards, you may go to cards assigned to you, and this is the place where you will see all cards from all boards assigned to you. You may filter them to see only cards that are upcoming, the cards in progress, only overdue cards, and so on. So here is my place where I start working. I check the cards that are assigned to me, and you see that I've sorted it by due date, which helps me to understand which tasks are more important and what I need to do at the moment. So if you are working as a team, this will be useful for you. Also, filtering cards on one board is useful because you may set saved filters. For example, here I have marketing tasks, and I can quickly turn it on and off so that I don't waste time on clicking separate properties. But if I need to create new filter, I can use any property of the card, like assigner, tags, color tags, card colors, priority, and so on. You have all the properties here on the right panel. We still don't have any questions. Yeah, again, the tool is really intuitive and simple. That's why probably you don't have any questions. But still, I think the more you explore the app, the more you work with the app and you try to replicate your workflow, you will have questions. Don't hesitate to contact us here in support. And what else is important, just to give you the hints. After this webinar, you may go back to your work and think about your regular workflow, like what you do, how you communicate, how you can replicate it in Kanbanchi, so that you may use only one tool. Okay. Well, since we don't have any questions, I'm reminding that this webinar is being recorded, and it will be available with the same link so that you may watch it later and share it with your colleagues. Thank you very much for joining it. Let me know if you find this useful. And in the future, we are going to have the webinar for more advanced users, and you may join that because by the time of that webinar, you will probably master all the basics and will be able to dive deeper. Thank you very much for your time today. It was Olga with you. It was nice to hold this webinar for you.